Greetings. The topic for today is Scientific Framework for World Transformation toward a better and more peaceful world. In part 1, we took up individual transformation. Here we discuss societal transformation. Human beings have three components of the mindset as explained in Table 1. These components lead to a scale of internal excellence shown in Figure 1. Human beings have these three components in various proportions. The noble ones are toward the top of the scale, while the wicked ones toward the bottom, and the rest of us somewhere in between. The goal of life should be to rise on this scale of internal excellence, and meditation is the process with which to do so. Even modest progress delivers significant benefits. For example, health and wellness, improved performance, creativity and innovativeness, better leadership decisions, and less discord and violence. Just as individuals have a level of internal excellence, so do societies. But when it comes to societies, we speak in terms of the average level of internal excellence. As the average S component of the society rises, the society rises, but the S component cannot rise indefinitely, and when it reaches its peak, the T component takes over and the society begins to decline. The T component cannot rise indefinitely either, and so when it reaches its peak, the S component gains dominance and the society begins to rise again. The transformation of the mindset induces repeated rise and decline of societies as illustrated in Figure 2. The fundamentals of why such a transformation takes place is not well understood, but it is certain that it does. This has been true for thousands of years and it will continue to remain so for the foreseeable future. Historical evidence is supportive of these claims. For example, Figure 3 depicts the rise and decline of Greece over 2000 years ago. This figure lists the number of persons from Greece listed in all 23 volumes of the Encyclopedia Britannica. Similar data for England, Germany and the United States are available. I have been teaching the Six Sigma class of the MBA program of the University of Kentucky Gatton College of Business and Economics in Athens, Greece for 11 years now, and my students there concur with these observations. I introduced a scientific framework for internal excellence and the practice of meditation in that Six Sigma class 3 years ago, and the students love it. In the past, societies have basically stood by on the sideline, helplessly witnessing their decline take place right in front of their eyes. But with the scientific framework, it is possible to intervene to change the direction of societies currently in decline, accelerate the rise of rising nations, and keep the decline of developed nations at bay longer. Global peace ad infinitum is theoretically not possible because nations in the various stages of rise and decline are ever present on the scene at any given time, as shown in Figure 4. However, the scientific framework can make this world far more peaceful. Expecting the 7 billion inhabitants of Earth to meditate is unrealistic. Fortunately, this is where the Maharishi effect comes to rescue. This principle suggests that a tiny fraction of the population meditating is sufficient to make the surrounding society far more peaceful. Quantum physicist and three-time presidential nominee John Hagelin demonstrated this principle at work. Following strict police protocols, Dr. Hagelin showed that 4,000 meditators could bring down violent crime in the metropolitan Washington DC area significantly. These results are depicted in Figure 5. Add to the scientific framework for internal excellence the scientific framework for external excellence, namely Six Sigma, then there are prospects for a better, in the sense of far fewer defect levels in products and services, and a more peaceful world. This is the best human beings can do. Thank you very much for your attention.